Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction video on my channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So for today's request, language review German by Language Simp. This has over 1 million views, uploaded 2 years ago. So I'm assuming this is a really good video. I have to admit I have not watched any videos from Language Simp before, but yeah, based on the views, I'm just going to assume this is a great video. As always, link to the original is down in the description. Make sure you subscribe to him and you support him if you enjoy his video. And let's see, we have 12 minutes, 12 seconds. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see if I find something about my own language. I don't know.
Newsflash, beta males! Every language sounds harsh when you scream in it. Sali und herzlich
True.
willkommen auf meinem Kanal. Alles cool in Istanbul? Hört's schwätz mehr über de deutsche Sprüch, otherwise formerly known as Wiener Schnitzel language, West Polish, Tomboy Dutch, BMW language, quarter in the shopping cart language, or Austrian. This is the 6th episode of language.
The BMW. Oh no, I do not want my language to be
Formerly
known for
known as
that.
Wiener Schnitzel language, West Polish, Tomboy Dutch, BMW language.
Ew, BMW language. No, that is probably one of the worst nicknames you could have come up with. The BMW language.
Quarter in the shopping
No.
cart language, or Austrian. This is the 6th episode of
Austrian,
Language Review,
bro,
a series where I
okay.
go through the languages of the world and review them, sort of like a film critic or a video game reviewer, but for languages, specifically from the perspective of a language learner. I'll discuss who speaks them, their grammar, their difficulty, and tons
Okay. Learning German as a non-German. Okay. Starting with the high
of other
difficulties. Okay.
stuff before finally giving them an official Language Simp certified rating on the Simp scale. If you enjoy this video, let me know in the comments which language you'd like me to review next, and without further ado, alle hope. Oh, I know German. It's that silly sounding language that cowboys speak in Texas. Yeah, around 6,000 people do speak it with a beautiful American accent in Texas, but more people speak taco language there. German is the 12th most spoken language in the world, and it's the most common native language of our biggest rival, the EU, where over 134 million NPCs speak it, mainly in Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and of course, Mallorca. But no one learns German for any of these countries, and Mallorca, including Germany. Most people study German as a stepping stone to learn Yiddish, which is basically the same language as German, but it's written backwards with funky letters and bonus vocab from Hebrew. The sad truth is that learning German itself just doesn't really unlock that much DLC for the average language learner. If you're lucky enough to be able to read, you will unlock content there, but the thing is, most Germans already speak great American, especially in the big cities you'll likely visit. I mean, sure, if you go look for some farm outside of a random town like
wanker tits. Bro, there are a bunch of cities or tiny villages in Germany that have so weird ass names. It's so weird. Till this day, I don't know how they get away with stuff like that. And yeah, you also have stuff like tits and wank.
Tits or Mount Wonk, you're bound to run into some old geezer who doesn't know the difference between through, throughout, thorough, and tough. But even he probably speaks the language better than most British people. So if your primary goal is to shock natives in Germany, you should learn Turkish. But German is still worth learning. Whether you want to dress up and go to Oktoberfest with the girlies, listen to some mountain yodeling, drive 500 miles an hour.
You know what learning German is the most useful for? Understanding Rammstein songs. For that reason alone, it might be worth it. If you're a Rammstein listener, learning German just for that might be worth it.
Around the Autobahn, or kick back and relax while watching 10 hours of Was ist dein Lieblingsfach, Lieblingsfach, Lieblingsfach. German has a lot to offer. And the best part is that the language is very unified. Everyone speaks with the same accent and dialect in every part of the German-speaking world. said no one ever. Trying to learn about all the different accents and dialects in German was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Harder
And
than
the thing is, as a German, just listening to one dialect, the one I grew up in, okay, no problem, I can understand that. People that speak like the official formal German, yeah, no problem. Then you go to a different part of the country where they have a different dialect, and you're like, I didn't know I was in enemy territory. I didn't know I was in a different country. Like some dialects, they sound so different, and you just don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
engineering class I took, and even harder than when I gave birth. They've got so many different ways to classify all of the dialects that I almost died trying to make.
Wait, let's go back. Sprachräume. Grenzen des deutschen Sprachraumes. Westniederdeutsch. Ostniederdeutsch. Mährisch. Ostfränkisch. Okay. Alemannisch. Yeah. Lots of different dialects. Like the people here speak different kind of German than the people here. Just because they're from the same country, there's unfortunately no guarantee that you will understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Almost died trying to make sense of all of these maps, but in general...
Wait, what was that? What was that? The last graph. Blue is absurd gobbledygook. Funny dialect. Dreadful dialect, yes. I can, yes, dreadful dialect. Passive-aggressive dialect. Why? Because there's Berlin. Almost normal German, that is true. The people in the north, I would say, speak the most normal German. Closest to the official German language. And the other parts are just like, we're putting our twist on it.
These maps. But in general, Swiss German sounds like someone is hiccuping while riding a donkey, and they say merci instead of danke for some reason. Austrian German sounds like how someone from Alabama would speak German. They also have the most manly, giga-chad, hillbilly-sounding dialect in the region where the former governor of California is from. Then Germany, oh god, there's so many, and it's hard to wrap your head around without immersing yourself in German culture. Before I go down that rabbit hole, if you want to learn German or any other languages, the best way to do so is through full immersion, which can be made very convenient online with the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. With NordVPN, you can connect to thousands of VPN servers around the globe, which allows you
putting
to
the location to German so you get
access
German
hundreds
ads
of
or what?
streaming websites worldwide in your target language. If I connect to a German server, everything from Reddit to YouTube to news sites will all be in German. I've unlocked full immersion without even buying a plane ticket. And right now, you can get a 2-year plan at a huge discount plus 4 additional months for free when you use my link, nordvpn.com/languagesimp. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Also, don't forget, NordVPN keeps your online activity private and secure. In the past, monolingual betas tried to hack my email, YouTube accounts, and even my Fortnite login. But ever since I started using NordVPN, I'm protected from malicious sites, downloads, trackers, and intrusive ads.
Yeah, that's true. In this day and age, you might actually
data are
need
kept
one.
secret behind NordVPN's wall of next-generation encryption. If you do go to nordvpn.com/languagesimp for language immersion or more, let me know in the comments below and go get that deal. Oh, okay, dialects in Germany. Buckle up. There are 2 major overarching dialects of the language in Germany. They're called Low German and High German. And I hate this distinction because Low German is spoken high up on the map and High German is spoken lower. It makes 0 sense. There's also Middle German, but no one pays attention to that. High German, or Hochdeutsch, is the standard German spoken on television that's forced into students.
Yeah, the Hochdeutsch is the... How do you say that? Yeah, probably the most normal one. The one that is as much dialect free as you can get, and the one you have like in the informal stuff, in your formal writing, your newspapers and television, etc. But I'd say not much more than 50% of the population speaks like that.
Minds all around the world. Within High German, there's a dialect called Bavarian, which
Oh,
they
yeah.
might as well just call Austrian. Also, there's Alemannic, which is adorable.
What the fuck? Bro, what? What happened to your eyes? Why is it so fucking red, bro? Also, what is that? It looks like he went fishing and caught himself. What?
And spoken by kind hillbillies who make their words sound adorable. One subdialect of Alemannic is called Baddish, and it is by far the greatest and most beautiful dialect of any language in the world.
Yes! Sorry for the little freak out. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. No particular reason.
It is by far the greatest and most beautiful dialect of any language in the world. Middle German is quite forgettable, except for Saxon, which sounds like how cartoon characters speak, and it's spoken in this region.
Okay, I'm in the way again. Wait. I 1000% agree. If the people living here pack out their dialect to a person that is not from that area, you will not understand jack shit. You're from the same country, you have the same nationality, but you won't understand jack shit what they're saying. It will just be one big brain fart and nothing else.
That's basically the Florida of Germany. Low German is spoken by fishermen, and it's basically a completely different language. But unfortunately, all of these dialects are slowly dying due to TikTok standardizing the accents of the German youth. Now let's talk about the alphabet. The German language uses a stolen version of the American alphabet, which in this
What? G. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I get it. They're trying to. Okay, because this letter you pronounce it J in Germany, and I guess if you wanted to put it in English wording, okay, K L A B C D E F G. Why is there gay? Why are you gay? Okay.
This case is fine. We stole the hamburger from them, so now we're even.
Yeah.
But a few hundred years ago, the Germans added a new letter as DLC into the language, and I must admit, it's awesome. It's called the Eszett, and it makes a sharp S sound, but it looks like an uppercase B that's open for business. After a minute, I see the letter 3 with emo hair, and after a half hour, I see the top half of a beautiful pregnant woman. And the Swiss don't use this letter, and I can't think why that would be.
No, I have no idea why. For a little context lore, this is basically like it looks like a retarded B, but it is actually pronounced as an S, and it's oftentimes a replacement for a word that has two S's right behind. I don't know the exact context why we did that. Or if we just decided, you know, after World War II, we want to replace everything that has SS in it with something else. I don't know the actual context for it, why. But, yeah.
Half of a beautiful pregnant woman. And the Swiss don't use this letter, and I can't think why that would be, so they must just hate pregnant women. But admittedly, it looks really out of place in words. Like, it just doesn't look like it belongs.
Yeah, it looks like a B, but it's a double S. Straße.
Belongs there, and it sticks out like an American tourist in Europe. And the Germans commit the egregious sin of tainting our wonderful vowels by adding nostrils on top of a few
here we
of them.
go.
They're
Here
called
we go.
umlauts, and they can be used to change the sound of the vowel or distinguish between two otherwise identical words. Like this means humid, while
yes, I know. I have an idea what he's gonna do. I have an idea.
This means gay.
Yeah.
And this also means gay, like the letter is pronounced gay. For some reason, they pronounce the W's with a V sound, like in the word Welt, and they pronounce the V's with an F sound, like in the word Vermögen zur Ordnungszuständigkeit zur Betragungsverordnung. God, that word is so beefy like my massive biceps. German.
Fair, yeah. Those are some respectable arms for sure.
my massive biceps. German words can get really big and long, the way they use black magic to combine tons of nouns into one word. But these compound words are very logical, and they can be best demonstrated with the names of animals. This is a little sea pig.
The Meerschweinchen.
This is an stink animal. This is a lazy animal. This is a goldfish. Shit, we do that too. This is a spike pig. This is a Nile horse. And this is a flying object. Both American and German are Germanic languages, but American was tainted by French influences. German stayed true to its roots and still use crazy medieval sounding dungeon.
Leidenschaft, Schmetterling, Krankenhaus, and what the fuck? Bro, I can't read them. I can't read old German. What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck?
And dragons words.
German is scary. Why does it sound so angry? They're always screaming. I'm afraid.
I'm sure y'all have seen those videos where they show how soft and cute a word sounds in different languages.
Yeah, we've seen that.
They literally scream the word in German and act surprised when it sounds hostile and scary. Newsflash, beta males! Every language sounds harsh when you scream in it. So haters of German are either brainwashed by that propaganda, or they've only ever heard German at its absolute worst in World War II films. I personally love how German sounds, and I've always been super intrigued by its pronunciation. It has a soothing and charming, yet dominant and masculine melody to it. The R sound is complicated, but at least you don't need to roll it in this case. There's just one noise that's notoriously hard for foreigners to make, and it's the CH sound, like in the word ich, meaning I. It's not and it's not sh. It's somewhere in the middle. To say it, pretend you're a snake and slither on the floor until you feel German. Then make the noise. Ick.
Oh no.
But honestly, just say
Close enough.
Ich. All the cool people in the north half of Germany say ich instead of ich, and it's easier and more hipster. If you struggle to pronounce something in German, just make up your own pronunciation. Chances are there's some random village dialect where people say it like you anyway. German speakers do this weird thing where they capitalize all of the nouns in their sentences. It's pretty quirky, but it doesn't really do much. Some people say it helps the brain read faster, but I think it's funny to imagine that Germans wouldn't.
What do we have here? Deutschland hat ca. 48,4 Millionen Einwohner und zählt bei einer Fläche von 357.588 Quadratkilometern mit durchschnittlich 236 Einwohnern pro Quadratkilometer zu den dicht besiedelten Flächenstaaten. Interesting.
Be able to understand their own language if the nouns weren't capitalized. Germans just love arbitrary rules, so their grammar can also get a little complex.
Oh, yes. The rules and the laws in Germany, they are a love story. It goes hand in hand. There needs to be order for everything.
The language has 3 genders for nouns: masculine, feminine, and neuter, which each correspond to
here we
one
go.
of
Now
the 3
this is the fun part.
articles, der, die, and das. But there's a glitch that caused girls to be neuter for some reason. And German still has an annoying and archaic case system. They have 4 cases, which means that each noun can take up to 8 different forms in a sentence. Take a look at the word Welt, for example. Oh wait, they're all the same. Okay, this is easier than Russian. But the cases are really bad with the personal and possessive pronouns. Why can ihr be the second person plural nominative pronoun, the third person feminine dative pronoun, the third person feminine possessive pronoun, the third person plural possessive pronoun, and the second person courtesy possessive pronoun? How do you keep track of that? Something I love though is how they often put verbs at the end of the sentences because it builds so much suspense. You have to wait for the verb, and I'll give you an example of what it would be like in American so that you can understand. I want innocently in a McDonald's parking lot at 3 a.m. with your mom under the glowing moonlight while it's raining and the frogs are croaking and the grill's a sizzling to dance. Now it's time to talk about shock factor. How will German speakers react to you speaking their language as a foreigner? To be honest, this is really not a language you learn to impress native speakers. If you speak German to a German and they smell even a milligram of an accent or hesitation coming out of your mouth, they'll switch to American. You could be the most Indonesian who only speaks Indonesian and German, but if you say Einschwester instead of eine Schwester, they'll think you're American and switch to Biden language. But if you
Yeah. Yeah. True. Maybe with the older generation, not that much, but yeah. I'd say everyone up to 50 maybe, or up to 40, 45. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Um, but I mean, it's good that you can speak English because it's the most spoken language in the world. So, it's easier if we have this one language that everyone can communicate in.
You switch to American as a crutch in an emergency situation, they might pretend they don't speak American. You'll never catch a German doing a backflip or convulsing over a foreigner speaking their language, but at least they won't get super mad and toxic like the French. But don't get me wrong, Germans will get mad for other reasons. Like if they catch you
Football.
even thinking about jaywalking, they'll call the
Ooh,
GSG-9 federal.
yes. Let's see. There, you saw that? The light is red, and they crossed the street. That is death penalty sentence right there. How dare you not wait until the light turns green? Like I said, German people and law and order it goes hand in hand.
Walking, they'll call the GSG-9 federal police, and those dudes will deport you faster than you can say Abfell. Nah, but for real,
No, they will
Germans
never.
are
They
really
will
nice
absolutely
people, and they'll
not
appreciate
deport
the
you.
effort you're making to learn their lingo, and they'll be quick to help you. But if you want to linguistically shock someone in Germany, learn Turkish. Türkçe öğreniyorum. As always, there's so much more I could say about BMW language, but you're probably sick of me, so it's time to give German an official language simp certified rating on the simp scale. On a scale of dogwater to gigachad, I place German solidly in the alpha tier. I genuinely love the way it sounds, and it's relatively easy for a native American speaker. But the little to no shock factor kinda brings it down a little for me. I just like shocking natives and filming them without their permission way too much. At least trying to speak German in Germany isn't as useless as trying to speak Dutch in the Netherlands. Let me know which language I should review next in the comments. Do svidania.
I went to high school.
Oh shit, no. Matt, you do next time.
Newsflash!
Not today. That was a great video. Wait, what was that? Hey, that is a custom. There's a light bulb when I like the video. What the hell? I've never seen that before. Alright, that was a great video. Thank you very much for the request. Yeah, learning German as a non-native speaker, it's kind of like, first of all, it's difficult. Obviously not the most difficult language on the planet, but there is quite the burden there. Like, speaking is a lot more easy than actually writing it, as is probably the case with many languages. But since so many people in Germany speak English, you can go on vacation in Germany and survive a whole 2 weeks without being able to speak a word of German. No problem, no biggie. So if you were to learn German, you probably would just do it because, just for the fun or for the sake of it. And in that case, that's cool, but there might be other languages even cooler for that. Like if you learn Japanese and now you can watch anime without the subtitles or whatever. Yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. I really enjoyed that one. Thank you for requesting that. Maybe there are other videos of his that are somewhat some kind German related. Unfortunately, I don't speak any real other languages. To be fair, I did have French in grade 1 to 4. Mandatory French. And I was decent at it. And then starting with 5th grade, it was optional. And I was just like, okay, peace out, fuck off, I'm out of here. I'm not doing optional classes. And so the last time I've spoken French was, a couple years ago, that's for sure. Yeah, I especially like the part where he said that it's not that an angry of a language. Obviously, you can be if you want to, But if you scream it out, I think every language is a bit intimidating. For example, like Russian. If someone yells at you in Russian, that is also kind of terrifying, you know? Yeah, Russian women are both fascinatingly beautiful and intimidating at the same time when they're yelling at you in Russian, because you have no idea what the fuck they're saying. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have other requests, maybe something along those lines or something completely different, let me know in the comments. And I hope you are all are going to be having a great day, and I hope we will see each other again in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.